Welcome back to another video of Master Math with Ade. So we're still going to be looking at how to find the equation of a straight line. So we're going to be using the third method of finding the equation of a straight line. So let's get into today's video. Master Math with Ade. So if we have these two coordinates and then they tell us to find the equation of this line. So if you look back in the previous videos, we looked at the gradient intercept form where we have to find the gradient of the line. Then we use the equation y is equal to mx plus c. We could use the other form where we use the equation y minus y1 is equal to m open bracket x minus x1 close the bracket. That's when you have one coordinate and a gradient. So now what if we have these two coordinates? We can use another method. So what that method is, we have to do it like this. So if we were to find the gradient using the third method, so we have this coordinate and this set of coordinates. So what we do, we just introduce x comma y, just like that. Another set of coordinates, just x comma y. And then now we find the gradient of, we're going to find the gradient of this one and this one. Right? So how do we find gradient? We say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the gradient of that line will be, so our y2 here is y. So we're going to say y minus our y1 is 0 over minus 0. And then we're going to say over our x2 is x minus 1. And then now we're going to find the gradient of this one and this one, right? We're going to say y2, which is 3, minus 0 over negative 2 minus 1. And then we're going to equate them to each other. So after this, we just simply cross multiply. So after cross multiplying, we're going to say this top part. So y minus 0 is obviously y. So we're going to remove the 0. And then we're going to say y times the bottom part, which is going to be negative 2y minus 1 times negative 1 times y is negative y is equal to, so the top part we're going to multiply that too. We're going to say x times that, it will be 3x. X times 0 is 0. Negative 1 times 3 is going to be negative 3. Negative 1 times negative 1 times 0, it will be 0. So we're going to have negative 2y minus y is equal to 3x minus 3. After that, we're now going to say negative 2y minus y is what? Negative 3y is equal to 3x minus 3. Now, we can leave it like this, or we make y the subject. So we're going to divide by negative 3, by negative 3, and by negative 3. So these will cancel, and then it's going to be y is equal to, so 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. So we're going to say negative x. And then we're going to say negative 3 divided by negative 3 is positive 1. So that's the equation of the line using the third method. Y is equal to negative x plus 1. See, that's how simple it is. You just find the gradient of the third set of coordinates we introduced, x comma y, with the first one. And then we equate it to the gradient of the two original sets of coordinates. And then you will find your equation of the simple straight line. So, what if we have this? Does this look familiar? Well, if you've been watching my videos, this can be similar to the part in the gradient video. You can check that video in case you want to be more familiar with what we're doing. So now if they ask us, what if they ask us to find the equation of lines which are parallel to the x-axis or the y-axis? So we have this line, we have this first one, negative 3, 2 and 5, 2 is parallel to the x-axis, and then we have 3, negative 1 and 3, 5, which is parallel to the y-axis. So if they tell us to find the gradient, yeah, I'm talking about gradient first, of this line's gradient will be 0. So any line parallel to the x-axis, their gradient is equal to 0. Then a line parallel to the y-axis is undefined. The gradient is undefined. Now, what if they ask us to find the equation of a line parallel to the x-axis? So the first thing you just have to note, a line which is parallel to the x-axis, the value of y is going to be the equation. So the equation of this line is y is equal to 2, because it is cutting the y-axis at 2. So that's the equation of this line. Because let me show you this. Remember, you also have to check this video on the gradient intercept. So the general form of an equation is y is equal to mx plus c, right? So here our gradient is 0. So if the gradient is 0, obviously x will be affected. It will make it 0, but c won't be affected. Now we said c is the y-intercept, the part where the line cuts the y-axis. So this is cutting the y-axis at 2. So therefore, our equation will be y is equal to 2, because the gradient of this line is 0. And also this line, the gradient is undefined. So if this one y was equal to 2, then this one we're going to say x is equal to. We're going to say x is equal to, so we have 3 there. So the equation of that line is x is equal to 3. Okay? Our gradient is undefined, so x is equal to 3. So we have to note this. Y is equal to k. So this is the equation of a line parallel to the x-axis. Then x is equal to k is the equation of a line parallel to the y-axis. So k is just simply the constant of that equation. So that's how we find the equation. So if you have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to comment. And check these other videos so you can